Hi, SB19 just released Moonlight, and I was supposed to do like the usual reaction video, but when it was released, I was in the middle of something for work, and so I decided I can't wait to film. So I decided to just watch the music video as soon as I can and just list down some of the major takeaways that I got. And this video really gave me a good idea on why they are the undisputed kings of pop right now, how different they actually think, how unique their execution is, and just how unexpectedly they could turn things in a different direction, a direction that nobody can see coming. So let's get on with the video, but please, if at the end of the video we end up liking it, consider liking and subscribing, and also hitting that notification button so that you know when there's a new video getting published, and also share the video if you can. Okay, on to the video. This is so drastically different from the prevailing pop sound and prevailing pop style in any part of the world. I thought, given that they are the undisputed kings of Philippine pop right now, I thought that they were gonna go bigger in set, that they were gonna go more glamorous in styling, that they were gonna go heavier or more complicated in their music. I did not imagine that they were gonna perform in monochromatic suits against a monochromatic set in what is supposed to be a pool but actually looks like a very small box wearing their resting bro faces the entire time because they are known for their depth. They are known for their depth in their music, in their music videos, in their art in general, and I thought you essentially have nothing there. So how are you going to add layers of meanings or depth in there? But I guess I should have known that if there's anybody who can do it, it would be SB19. Utilizing nothing but the sheer concept of their music video and their bodies, they were able to provide enough messages for people to stay engaged and for audience members like me to think about. Enough messages, enough clues for people like me to stay engaged and to think. And to a certain extent, I felt like they were making a statement that the physical limitation that they're in, the material limitation that they are in, does not limit the creative depth that they can produce. And that is applicable essentially in any part of our lives, that whatever material or physical limitation that we have shouldn't limit our ability to recognize our potential and to reach it. This is not in my bingo card. This type of style is not in my bingo card. In the list of things that I thought they were going to try, or the list of things that I wanted them to try, a cross between world order type of dance, I don't know if you're aware of that band, and distorted pop sprinkled with humor isn't something that I thought they were going to go for. As I've said, I thought they were going to go heavier or more glamorous, or maybe even try to fuse different genres, like maybe Western hip-hop and Philippine traditional dance and music. I did not see them dancing or going for an eclectic style. Of course, it takes different kind of courage and a different kind of creativity to create something that doesn't just break the norm but actually leaps out of the entire pop domain. But they did. Instead of trying to outdance everybody or outsing everybody, they actually decided to go eclectic. And that actually what made it different for me. I guess, gun to my head, this is what I appreciate the most about this video, is that they did something unexpected amidst the saturated pop industry in Asia, not just in the Philippines, but in the entire of Asia. They decided to conquer it, not by out-glamorizing people or out-dancing people, but by simply presenting a more intellectual type of music video. And I guess that is why they are the leaders of Philippine pop. There is a consistency between the visual concept and the movements or the choreography. I think it's absolutely genius for them to design the set as if they're dancing in a pool. underwater, and actually make the movement look like the kind of movement that you would make when you are underwater. There's that one scene where Josh was falling backwards, and it looked like he was actually trying to float on his back, as you would when you're doing like a backstroke or something. And then there's this constant jumping that they would do. That's how you look like when you're trying to run. When you're underwater, you're actually hopping instead of actually walking. And then there's this intricate hand movement that they constantly did almost the entirety of the video. It looks like synchronized swimming. So they were able to transfer the visual concept into their movements and into their dance. And I think that made it more cohesive. It made it more understandable, the physical concept that they're trying to present. It's a small detail, but I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And it essentially made the entire thing look more intriguing and more dynamic, I would say. It doesn't look boring, in other words. The contrast between the lyrics and the concept of the music video must be intentional. I know that they didn't write this song, and I'm interested in what happened. Maybe Sony offered it to them or something, but it doesn't happen often. They usually write and produce their own music, and so I thought that it is very interesting that Justin and the rest of SB19 members actually decided to go the opposite direction of the lyrics, because if you read the lyrics, it's very sexy and very seductive, but instead of submitting to that, they actually went the opposite way. They went funny and amusing and entertaining, but still managing to deliver a cerebral message through the movements and the choreography and the sheer concept of the music video. So they turned into entertainment what could have been very, very sexy. For all intents and purposes, it does widen the market because, as I've said, because it's entertaining on the first level, it's very entertaining. It invites a wider segment of the market. It caters and it appeals to the younger market or the older market or the in-between. But because there's also a cerebral layer into the music video, you're inviting everybody in. So I thought it was an interesting and intelligent take that they actually went the opposite, the direct opposite of the lyrics, of the concept of the lyrics. The simplicity of their set actually highlighted the meticulous details that they put on their music video. If I would argue that if there's any music video that actually demonstrated just how detailed they are in their music videos, just how much thought and how much depth they actually put, it would be this music video. There are so many moments when it felt like they were showing the condition of the pop industry, especially in the Philippines, where everybody's just, it looks the same, they sound the same. For example, SB19 is dressed exactly like the rest of their backup dancers, and that's just a perfect picture of what Philippine pop industry is right now. No one is unique. Everyone is just, you all sound the same, you all look the same. Now, people are going to say, oh, you're reaching, it's just they're trying to just make the choreography more dynamic. Sure, maybe they don't mean anything, maybe they don't mean that, but also it doesn't matter. SB19 has always encouraged their fans to put their own interpretation in what they do, and what matters is that with the simplicity of their set, with just one wardrobe, with essentially nothing there, they were still able to provide enough depth to give their fans a reason to think. And as I've said, for me, it felt like a statement on the condition of the pop industry right now. Everyone's starting to look the same. Everyone's just starting to sound the same. But then you see SB19 members doing something and everyone else following them. It feels like they're actually the ones setting the trend and everyone else is just following them. So for example, there was this one part where Justin was actually guiding everybody on where to go. In another part, Ken popped out and then he froze everybody, and then he started moving his hands, and then the rest of the dancers actually moved the same way his hand was moving. There is also a part when Josh was pointing to where everyone should angle their body. So to me, that was a statement. Everyone looks the same, but it's only because they're trying to copy the leader instead of reinventing themselves. I am very happy that they were able to incorporate an intangible but beautiful part of Filipino culture. Filipinos are known for being happy, that we're happy people, that we like laughing, and that we are here for good times. It's a stereotype that I really love. Sadly, it's also a part of our culture that we rarely utilize for art, especially for music. But they managed to do it. SB19 managed to do it here. Their resting bro faces, I would love, by the way, to know how they actually managed to get through it without laughing. But the resting bro faces actually make the entire thing more amusing, because they would usually hop from doing robotic movements to comically sexy, to tooting, to something more pop in a split second. It's like a snap and they would shift, but their expressions wouldn't change. It feels light and it feels right. It isn't, you know, that they're not performing because they want people to appreciate just how good their dancing is. That's not the point. They're doing this choreography because this is what delivers the message the best. And I really, really appreciate that. There's, you know, they still have the signature precision in their movements. They were able to show a different side of their creativity, and it's very, very Pinoy in the most unexpected way. And as I've said, I really appreciate it. I guess in one sentence, I would say that they had nothing but a white box, and they created a masterpiece. And that's SB19 for you. They don't ever allow their material and physical limitation to actually limit their creativity. And I'm very excited on what they have next. I know that maybe by the time this video is published, they will also be already releasing the behind the scenes, and I'm going to watch it because I'm really, really curious as to how this song happened. Did Sony ask them and offered them the song, or did they ask, or whatever? I'm just curious. But I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I know they're finishing the last leg of their tour, and then I hope that they release another album and go on another tour, because I would love to watch them again. But if you ended up liking this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification button, and of course, share the video. Also, please follow me on Patreon, X, and on Twitter, and of course on Instagram, because I'll be releasing or announcing some exciting news and exciting projects. Thank you!